Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for internet's craziest, most entertaining stories where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today in your story titled, My Fiancée's Friend Put Our Engagement at Stake Through a Drunken Confession from Their Past. What can I do from here? And a shout out to Chris and all the guys who sent this story. A lot of you guys sent this over to me, so you all know who you are. And gentlemen, this is about a guy. He is 26, engaged, and has recently kicked his fiancée to the curb. Engagement's off, and has gone scorched earth on her, as well as her BFF and boyfriend or husband, after finding out some interesting details about her past, as well as with all them, one evening. And I'm not going to get too much into details, so you're going to find it in real time, but let's just say this guy had every right to do this. And this backs up once again, gentlemen, why you must always do your homework. You must always keep your eyes wide open. You trust but verify. And also, gentlemen, how once a cheater, always a cheater. And of course, you pay attention to who your girl hangs out with because they're going to rub off on her. And not to mention the fact, well, you'll see. Enough lessons you'll see in real time. So it starts off, says here, for context, I won't be using any real names because they are active Reddit users and I'm seeking advice. Then they're going to find your story, dude. This happened last night. I took the time to try to process this, but now I'm here. I'm 26, and I'm engaged to my fiancée, Sasha, a 27-year-old female. We had a pretty standard relationship, ups and downs, and our occasional arguments that get resolved. We're due to get married in the following month, but after what I found out, I don't even know if I want to continue on. This is part one. Believe me, he doesn't continue on. Her friend Taylor, who's also 27, is married to her husband Mike. Mike is supposed to be the best man at our wedding, and Taylor the maid of honor. Well, Taylor is clearly the maid of dishonor. We usually hang out every other weekend. We may go out, or we might stay in and just watch movies and have a few drinks. But this particular day wasn't like any other, where I've gotten the shock of a lifetime. I usually drink at night, and it's pretty normal, with a few mixed drinks, a few shots, but in this time, in particular, Taylor had a few drinks too many. Okay, Taylor is the maid of dishonor, the BFF to this guy's fiancé. In front of her own husband, out of nowhere, Taylor starts to straddle me and kiss me. You leaving something out about your friendship here, dude? Well, clearly not. I pulled back and told her not to do that. Her husband, Mike, had a look on his of absolute disbelief because of what she was doing. So imagine hanging out with your friends, guys. You know, you hang out with couples. And out of nowhere, your girl's BFF climbs on top of you and starts making out with you. That might be like, what the fuck? You know? Taylor then proceeded to tell me she's just trying to initiate a threesome between me and my fiancée, Sasha. Okay. I looked confused, and Sasha didn't say anything or attempt to stop her. Well, what does that tell you? I asked her why is she trying to initiate a threesome? And Taylor said, Sasha said she wants to give you a threesome, so I'm initiating it. Okay. What about fucking Mike here? The husband, what the hell's he doing? Just standing there, twiddling his thumbs? Sasha still hasn't spoken up. And she's letting it happen. Mike was frozen, still watching in disbelief. I asked Taylor why, when she's married, would she try to initiate a three-way with me and my fiancé. Taylor, without skipping a beat, blurts out that her and Sasha had already given Mike a threesome before they got married. Is this the same Mike that's over there in the corner looking shell-shocked? Oh, you telling me that you all hooked up and I didn't know about this? As soon as that came out of the mouth, the room went silent. What followed after was Mike looking down, trying to avoid eye contact with me, Sasha having a look of horror on her face, and me looking like I saw a ghost. And Taylor still having the blank expression like she didn't just expose the biggest secret I'm certain I was never supposed to find out. Yeah, this engagement's over. After some time, Sasha rushed Mike and Taylor out of the apartment and started trying to explain everything. What the fuck is to explain? Your best friend straddling trying to make out with me against my will is called assault. And I just found out that you all hooked up probably more than once, either before we got together or during that time period. Yeah, it's over. I know I should have stopped and listened to what she had to say, but instead I brushed her off and went to stay at a friend's house for the night. I've been getting non-stop calls and texts from Sasha and Taylor telling me that I was never supposed to know, but my reaction was uncalled for. Get the fuck out of here. Talk about the gaslighting here. Mike isn't talking to Taylor either, as far as I know, because of her actions towards me that night. I personally don't want to talk to any of them right now. I'm contemplating on what next step to do, because this is a lot to be thrown at me. That's the end of the first part. We're going to go on to the second part in a second. So let's review here. He's the bad guy. Gee whiz, they're hanging out watching fucking Netflix. And I know where this broad climbs on top of him, starts making out. He's like, what the fuck? Get those titties out of my, against his will. What would happen if a dude straddled a chick and started making out with her against, you all know what happened here. The police would be over. But if a gal does it, well, it's okay. That's one issue. Two, finding out that they were all hooking up together and he didn't know. That's when this guy here was banging his fiancée, his best man. And then she wanted to supposedly have a threesome before they got married. Yeah, guess what? She wants to continue this shit on. Yeah, it's over. And he's the bad guy? Well, let's hear part two. He says, hey all, I'm here with an update of the past day and there's been some changes. And it's been a roller coaster of secrets coming out. The summary from the last post, I basically discovered through a drunk confession that my fiancée Sasha and her friend Taylor gave Taylor's husband Mike a threesome. I'm here to update everyone and let you all know that I broke off the engagement and plan to go no contact with all three of them. Good, bro. I'm sorry you wasted all these years of your life with this broad, but you can't be with her. These people are terrible. But guess what? You gotta go scorched earth a little bit before you walk away permanently. It wasn't just the shock, but the betrayal holding this one from me for 3 years. Guys, imagine this. Your girlfriend, fiance, wife even. And you have a lot of people have couples friends that do couple shit with, and finding out that your wife, and then we're hooking up. As usual, how this goes, anyone who's been through finding out a shocking secret about their partner's past, they try to play damage control. I decided to talk to Sasha about it, but to no avail. I only got partial information in regards to what actually happened and how it happened. In other words, he got the trickle truth. Of course he got there's no way she's giving him the full truth, nothing but the truth. I know I shouldn't have done this, but doing this helped me make a decision. I asked Mike some information about the three-way. He told me that it wasn't just one time, that they had multiple three-ways before and after that they had married. And they only stopped doing three-ways when Sasha announced her friendship with me, my relationship with them, announced her relationship with me to them. Shocker. Repeated hookups and all that. And I'm sure this Mike character wasn't the only dude they hooked up with. This is why you pay attention to who your girl hangs out with. This is why you got to learn all the details. This is why every guy needs a private investigator. I never knew how long they were married for, so I didn't pry any further. I stopped asking questions because I was sick to my stomach thinking about it. At this point, you really don't need to know any more information. What you know is they're all fucking liars, they're all awful people, and this engagement's over, and I'm done with all you motherfuckers. Well, a few hours later, I talked to Taylor. Taylor is the Maid of Dishonor. At their house about why she tried to initiate a three-way with me and Sasha. She started off saying that Sasha had mentioned she wanted to give me a three-way before we married, so I could have the physical enjoyment of another woman before marriage. Oh, for God's sakes. Yeah, do you really think that this Sasha character, his fiancée, is offering him up to be with another woman just out of the kindness of her heart? Yeah, She's doing this because now, once they get married, and she gets that ring on her finger, she wants to continue and have a free pass to hook up with as many dudes and chicks as possible. Well, I gave you the threesome. That's what this is all about. No woman that loves their man would ever do anything to jeopardize their marriage or relationship by handing him on a silver platter to her BFF. Even if she was there, sitting on his face while the other one's grinding his package. Come on. She then said that Sasha never asked her to be her third, but from an old high school promise, she assumed that they would be the third by default. I then asked why would she do that in front of Mike. Her response to that was, Mike knows all about her and Sasha's three-way endeavors, not to mention the countless times that her and Sasha gave Mike threesomes. Where do you find these fucking people? Maybe Miami. Miami isn't too far away. I don't know anybody who does this shit as far as I know. I'm sure this shit goes on in Miami. She also mentioned Mike knew about the promise her and Sasha made to each other, so even if I did go along with it, she wasn't going to let Mike join in. She was going to make Mike watch and be a cuck to a threesome. I was even more shocked to find out that they had given threesomes to multiple guys, and it wasn't just with Mike. There's a freaking surprise. Sam Gilmore 2.0. Yeah, and guess what, dude? They wanted to continue this crap after you got married. Mike was originally just a casual hookup for Taylor that turned into marriage. Where they never actually dated, they just decided to get married because they were hooking up for so long. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, we've been hooking up for so long, we don't really love each other, but let's just get married. You can't turn an HOE into a housewife. During my conversation with Taylor, Mike comes in confused as to why I was there with Taylor. Well, yeah, I was banging Taylor, dude. That's what's going on. He asked what I was doing in his house. I told him I wanted the last pieces of info to what is going on before I can decide whether or not, and he nodded and sat down with us. Yeah, I can tell this guy's a pussy. I asked the last question, and I needed an answer. I asked how long were Taylor and Mike married before, because I never actually knew, and I just heard about them after they were already married. Mike, without any hesitation, said it would be 3 years in the following 2 months, but should have anything to do with my relationship with Sasha since me and her got together after they were married. From Mike's answer, I discovered they never knew about me and were actively doing threesomes while I was with Sasha. Well, nobody's surprised here. Do some fucking basic math here and you're finding out what was going on. So Sasha's a big cheater. Imagine that. I didn't say anything about how long we were together. I rolled with it to pry more information. I asked when was the last time they had a threesome. He said in May of 2022. Me and Sasha had been together since October 2021. After I got the answer, I told them I had to go and that me and Sasha would not be getting back together. I don't believe this guy, and certainly the BFF knew darn well that this dude telling the story here and his now soon-to-be ex-fiancée Sasha were together when they were all hooking up. They didn't care. They're all scumbags. Oh, by the way, he just told them, oh, by the way, we're not getting back together. What do you think is going to happen next? Once I left, I've been getting non-stop spam calls from them and texts saying I shouldn't throw away our engagement. It shouldn't matter because it was before me. Little do they know, it was while I was with Sasha. Don't throw it away because the Sasha chick is such a good person and these are such good friends. Please. Here's the deal. If this dude was into that type of lifestyle, if they all were swingers or whatever you want to fucking call it, and the cards were on the table from the beginning, okay. Live and let live. You're all on the same page about it, and then nobody has little kids in the house that can get messed up. If they're all, adults, knock yourself out. But when all this shit is going on behind someone's back, then that's a different ballgame. So once I arrived home, Sasha wasn't there, but her car was. I assumed she was out with a friend. I hadn't been there all day, and I started packing, and while packing, I saw in the dresser the engagement ring. So she takes the engagement ring to go out. Gee, what do you think she's doing? I'd given it to her, and without a second thought, I took the ring and stuffed it with my stuff. Hey, good. Get the ring back. Go off to the pawn shop. Get something for it. I had everything I was going to take home with me and ready in 30 minutes, and as I was about to head out the door, I could see Sasha coming back. Of course she's coming back. This was a pretty fucking shitty story. She wasn't coming back. She had been dropped off by her sister looking very distraught, but had a bag from our local sex shop. Really? I'm guessing a lot of these, I would imagine local SCX shops don't have their logos and shit on the bag. They keep it down low, but okay, fine. Again, they must be in Miami. She rushed me and hugged me, crying and begging me to come back and stay with her. No, get the fuck away from me. I told her I might consider staying if she told me the whole truth. I went and loaded all I was trying into my truck anyway because I was already set to go, but I wanted to hear the truth from the horse's mouth. You mean the whore's mouth? Upon going back in to talk to Sasha, she tried to dance around trying to explain instead of preaching to me about how she was feeling. Preaching, huh? Twist it around. So her perception of the guy telling the story is a nice guy. I will admit, I was past the point of caring to even care about how she felt, so I just started asking questions in regards to everything that I had already had answered by Mike and Taylor. Yes, a smart lawyer asks a question they already know the answer to. She was already aware of the conversation I had with them and was rushing to get home to stop me from leaving. She did not deny any of what they told me, but instead gave me more info than I already knew. Apparently, Mike had never wanted to marry Taylor. Mike wanted to be with Sasha. Sasha told him that she couldn't be with a man her best friend was hooking up with first. She also mentioned that he really only stayed with Taylor to stay close to her. So in turn, Mike settled for Taylor to stay close to Sasha. Sasha didn't know I had the entire conversation being recorded. This is where we're going scorched earth. I also asked her why she was doing three-ways with them while we were together. I don't know, because she's an SLUT? Because she's a devious, dishonest person with no moral compass? She then responds with, she didn't think we were serious enough for her to stop. What a load of crap. We were together for nearly 7 months before she stopped. It also explains why and when she said that she wanted me to meet her friend when she was ready for me to meet her, all the time she was staying the night with her friend instead of at her own house with me. I finally had enough and told her I would be back to get the rest of my stuff another day, but the engagement is off. The wedding is off and being canceled, and to tell everyone not to come. 1, 2, 3. I've been crashing at a friend's place ever since, and I'm only just now posting the update because I've calmed down enough to make this post. Since leaving, I'd sent the video that I recorded to Taylor and Mike holding Sasha's confessions and Mike's secret about settling for Taylor. There you go, man. That's awesome. Because now they're going to be fighting about this whole thing. I've been spam called and texted from all three of them and refused to answer. If anything else happens, I'll sure to post another update in a new post. Now some more info. Taylor and Sasha both took to social media about what's been happening. Of course they are. What is any good-natured 20-something going to do but post their shit and drama on social media for the world to see and all that? Taylor's on the verge of a divorce after finding out that Mike settled for her. Scorched earth. Ruin the friendships, ruin the marriages, all that. Because guess what? Look what they did to this guy. Sasha's friendship with Taylor is crumbling because Sasha kept the secret that Mike settled for Taylor. I informed Mike and Taylor of the timeline in which me and Sasha were together in the comments of the post. So this whole trio is now breaking up because of all this. Now Sasha's pity post has gone off the rails. Allegedly, Mike didn't know I was already involved with Sasha, but Taylor knew and still went along with doing threesomes with Sasha. Taylor originally was never going to do a threesome with Mike, but it was Mike's idea for them to do one with Sasha, even though Sasha and Taylor have a history of doing threesomes together. Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. I also found out that Sasha had a procedure 5 months into our relationship. Context behind that, me and Sasha always wore protection, but she was taking cream pies with Taylor and Mike, so she was pregnant with Mike's baby and didn't want me to know. Oh my God, so she also got pregnant and had the procedure also? What if these two got married and guess what? She couldn't have kids because, damage was done because of that. I also found out Sasha forcefully had SCX with her younger stepbrother on multiple occasions during the same time that she was having threesomes with Mike and Taylor. Her stepbrother. I don't know where this road is going to end, but for me, it ended when I found out about the secret threesome. I hope no one ever has to go through this themselves. And that is the abrupt ending to the story that so many of you guys sent over. So, holy fucking shit. This is why I named this channel They Did What? Well, gentlemen, this is what we have in today's world. This is what I've been calling a Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0 for 5 years, and I don't think anything will be any different in 5 more years, but at least many will be informed of these type of things that go on. And it goes to show you, again, you got to do your homework. Keep your eyes open. Don't let your head go in the clouds with the rom-com crap thinking, I met the one and she's so amazing and perfect. And you pay attention to your girl hangs out with. And there's just some rotten, ugly people in this world. But fortunately from this guy, he found this out before he said, I do. He said in the beginning, I believe, they're going to get married next month. Imagine finding out this shit afterwards. But then again, that drunken idiot ruined the whole thing by straddling him and making out with him, which opened Pandora's box. But I think it's hilarious that it all ended in a sense that he was destroying their little friend group and all that, and he's moving on. But this guy wasted all these years with them. You think this guy's going to ever want to have a relationship again? Oh, hell no. And women complain like about there's no good men out there, or guys are such jerks. Well, it's this shit that turns guys into jerks. And, I can go on about that. But anyhow, guys, there you go. Good crazy one for today. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Then let me know what you think about this. And, guys, if you see any updates to this story, let me know, because I can't possibly keep up with all the stories I do on all 3 channels for updates and all. And if you also find just a good story that's good for the channel, send it my way, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it works, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.